welcome back to PageKey. It's time for another live broadcast here, a little stream. We're still working on fixed VGA for the PKOS project. PKOS is building an OS from scratch and doing the whole thing on video so that we can all learn this together. Yeah, like and comment and subscribe, all that stuff for this channel if you like it. We do this kind of stuff where we're building things together and learning along the way. So where we left off was, actually you can see I've made a ton of commits since my last time streaming. But last time we finished writing the attribute controller and graphics controller drivers, essentially, some helper functions to help us access and set values for these registers because they are a little complicated in how they work. And since the last stream I went ahead and I actually have to pull from my other account, but yeah, I made a lot of changes. I finished implementing all of these drivers for all of them, but I did not put in the values that we have here. I wanted to save that for this so that I can see each change sequentially, and we'll capture how it looks along the way. But yeah, so we did the AC and the GC last time. The following one that I did after that was the EXT, or external general registers. I was going to do the CRTC, but actually it turns out one of the CRTC relies on something in the EXT. EXT has this one bit in here that defines whether it's in mono or color mode. And CRTC also refers to this bit. So there's actually different addresses for the output of this feature control register depending on whether you're in mono or color. And I have found that if you crash everything, everything comes crashing down. So you'll see that in VGA.c, where we are, you'll see, well, I commented it out for now, but we basically have the attribute controller, blah, 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 graphics controller, and then we have this IO address select that we're getting from the external thing, and we're passing it into our CRTC. And I didn't quite set the fields yet. Same thing for the sequencer, except that one was very simple actually. It was very much like the graphics controller and the attribute controller. Most like the graphics controller. You just have two, you know, you just have an address and a data bus, no big deal. You have some registers that you can set. Works very straightforward. So yeah, the CRTC, anything crazy there? Not really. It's basically the same, just that switching between mono and color. And let's see, the EXT was the same thing, but it was only that one. So I added a note about the documentation, and we're good there. So I can't remember if it was crashing and that's why I commented this out, or what happened. But let's see. First of all, let's just leave it the way it is and run this real quick. So I'll just do scripts, Docker shell, get us a shell open. And then I'll do scripts os.py run, and it doesn't seem to compile. Oh, I have to do xhost plus and then do my Docker shell, and that should allow me to run the OS. And we have it open, so we'll do VGA info, and I commented out the rest of these because our terminal still doesn't really support scrolling of any sort, so I just kept it on the one that I happened to be looking at that moment and commented it out otherwise. And if we go to VGA, we can go back and forth, but it does not quite clear the screen yet. However, you can see when we set those test pixels, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, this is 1 1 1 2 2 1 2 2, yeah, I think something like that. So you see we have these long pixels. It's very strange. So let's see if the CRTC and the sequencer get screwed up if we just grab their values and set them. So we'll run it and we'll write VGA. Okay, it looks quite different, and when we come back everything gets messed up. So where are we getting messed up? Let's find out. Start with the CRTC. Is it that? It was unfortunate because I thought that our getters and setters would work well. Okay, interesting. So it does seem to be the CRTC causing problems. What's it look like if we just have the sequencer getting and setting? Oop. Oh, we can't get back from the sequencer either. So I go back, and I have no terminal. It just doesn't go back to printing to the screen correctly. So I don't know if that's the memory map being wrong or something like that, but whatever. Both of these are screwing things up somehow, and we have to dive in and figure out what's going on here. But I think the CRTC is probably the most interesting one, so let's start with that and go from there. So we'll go ahead and it kind of does go back. Oh, look. See, it must just be off just a little bit. Whoa, that's really strange. Oh, whoa, that crashed it for sure. All right, something wacky is going on. But let's go ahead and set those values from the known working configuration and see what that does for us. So the CRTC, so we know, here, let me close some of these. So we know that this particular implementation, you know, one of the registers. So like you can see, or I'm sorry, there are ports, IO ports right here, and then there's indices of you know, addresses for data. So I know that this corresponds to all of these guys. So that just tells us, and these fields are also in the same order. So like we just have to do this. Horizontal total, where were we? In VGA. So this is just saying set the CRTC config reg horizontal total equal to 0x5f. What do those stand for? Not sure, but you can just check the config here and find out. So horizontal total 5f. Well, it seems to all be one number, so maybe whatever 5s is in decimal, maybe that's just how many scans it does or something. I wonder if that would wonder if this is going to like squash down those really long pixels. It's possible. Let's find out. So horizontal total 5f. Let's do a before and after real quick. VGA looks kind of lumpy. I don't know why getting and setting is changing it at all, but that's a different story. Seems to change the entire screen resolution. Quite strange, but okay, let's keep going. CRTC dot end horizontal display, set that equal to 4f. Let's see what that does. VGA looks basically the same to me, honestly. Pretty interesting. CRTC dot reg start horizontal blanking 50. Same. If you happen to notice a difference, let me know. But I did not. So reg and horizontal blanking 82. Looks the same. I wonder if there's a bug in my method here. And horizontal blanking start horizontal retrace 5.4. Looks the same. And horizontal retrace 80. Okay. Vert total. Maybe we'll start really having an impact here. 80 0xbf. Total looks about the same. Reg overflow 1f. Okay, that actually looks different, which is interesting. I wonder if any of these correspond to the pixels that we set, the sample pixels. But now we have straight lines going down the screen. So that's interesting. Reg overflow, reg preset, row scan. It's going to be 1F 0. See if that does anything. Nothing. Whoa. How did I do that? I went full screen here. I don't know how to get out. Uh-oh. Oh no, I'm stuck. Oh, there we go. Control Alt F. Okay. So, preset scan, crtc.reg, max scan line. Man. Max scan line, so 0041. Let's see what that does. Oh, it's gonna crash. Did I forget a semicolon? There we go. Nothing there. Cursor start 0, 0. No effect that I can see. Wonder if some of these are specific to text mode. Cursor end 0, 0. Okay, this could be big. Start address high 0, 0. How many zeros do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more zeros. I guess I can just input all these and uncomment them one at a time. I'll do that real quick. Cursor, location high and low, vert, retrace, start. (9C). (0 E). Display end 8F. We left off at what, start address, so I'll go back to that. Vert display end, reg offset 8F 28. After 28 we get 40, crtc, reg, start vert blanking, 0x96, start vert blanking and end vert blanking, B9. Mode control is B9, and then we got A3. And thank goodness we have the right number of registers here, and that's all of them. So I just want to see the end result. I don't care about checking each one. Ooh, look at that. That's so weird. Oh, and then it doesn't really go back, does it? I see the cursor up there. The commands still work. That's so weird. Whoa. Oh, you know why it doesn't go back is because I'm not even unsetting these when I get back. I am just crossing my fingers when I go VGA exit. I'm not even doing anything down here. So no big deal that it doesn't go back. That's good. I think it works fine. and it looks different. So that's cool. I'd consider this an improvement. It's actually starting to look like we could plot some stuff on here. And you can see our little pixels up here, and they're much flatter. They actually look like little pixels. But there's some blank space in between them, which is strange. So maybe that's where the sequencer comes in and helps us map the memory a certain type of way. But I'm going to commit that, and then we can continue on to the sequencer. So yeah, and if you're watching, yeah, send something in the chat if you're not sure what we're doing. I can explain it, or if you have questions or whatever. Looks like a few people are actually watching, which is cool. But I'm just going to say set up CRTC values for enter VGA mode. We'll push it, and then we'll do the sequencer, and we'll see what that looks like too. Although I think the sequencer was crashing a minute ago. It was crashing everything. Let's see if just uncommenting it causes a lot of problems or not. But yeah, scripts, os.py run, and VGA. I mean, actually, it works fine. So I thought it was crashing, but yeah, I can type VGA escape, VGA escape. So, and that completely changes the look of the screen, which is crazy. So let's see if we put in the right values for the sequencer. Do we end up with a lovely screen that makes sense, like we had in OS 15, but this time we actually can trace back the exact values that are causing this to happen if we really want to, which I don't know if I'm going to get into that, but it will be easy enough to go check the value of each of these registers now, whereas this list is a little bit tough to parse through. So I feel a lot better about it if we get this working. So I'm going to say sequencer config, and what we'll do is pop open sequencer.h, and we'll just go through again. This time we're going to be setting the sequencer fields like here. So we're going to say reg reset equals 03 sequencer dot reg clocking equals 0x01. And the reason this works is because this previous code snippet from another code base is just iterating through each of the indices, and those indices are defined here in order. So, and they match up with the names. So it's really just, I put a bunch of makeup on here so that you can actually tell what's going on instead of it just being a bunch of random numbers. And so everything has the field names that match from the online VGA, whatever stat documentation that they have. So reg carmac select seek memory mode. I have a good feeling about this because maybe this is the final piece of the puzzle. It's going to look real. Pi run, and this apparently corresponds to that resolution. So let's see. Fingers crossed here. Oh yeah, that looks nice. Yep, that's exactly what we need. Nice. And we can get out of it again. This is great. So that's perfect. That's exactly, I mean, doesn't look like much, but I'm pretty excited. So in theory, we should be able to put back all these other little funny draw methods that I had before that drew some stuff on the screen, and they should work again. So let's see if that works. Ah, look at that. We're back. Oh, that's interesting. That's in VGA, and it goes back, and then it looks like that. It's very creepy, actually. Creepy. In VGA mode, text mode, but creepy. VGA mode, text mode, creepy. That's wild. Okay, good. So, I'm going to commit that again. Add sequencer values. Get it working again, and then so I think the next step, and this is really going to drive home this issue, will be done finally, is I just have to figure out what the original values of each of these are, and then we'll just undo what we do. We use the exact same approach here, but set different values. So I'm going to grab all this stuff, and then down here, instead of doing this, go back to text mode, and then right here, we'll just do that. So I'm actually going to leave that for now, and then just fill in the values as we go. But let's make sure that compiles. So I'll kill that, os.py run. And VGA works. Going back doesn't do anything, obviously, because it's just setting all the same values, so that's good. So that compiles. Now let's go ahead and start scraping the values from when it's in text mode. So let's compile it, run it, VGA info. I guess we can start with the sequencer. I'd rather start with the AC. So let's go down to where we're printing these values. Where is that? VGA info? Yeah. Alright, so I have all these commented, but I'm going to uncomment the AC, comment up the sequencer, and let's go ahead and run it. Oh, I got to rerun it. So we'll run VGA info. Oh, wrong terminal. Run VGA info. And it wraps around, which is not ideal. I'm actually going to go edit the, this is terrible. I really need we need some better terminal support, but in the meantime, let's just look at the first couple fields. In fact, let's just look at the, why am I looking at the CRTC? We're looking at the attribute controller. And let's just print that loop to start, because that looks like that fits on one screen. So we'll look at the palettes, see what we come up with. VGA info. It still wraps around, but that's okay. So I think that's palette 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, alright, let's do this. VGA enter. I'm going to collapse that down. We know it works. And then our AC palettes are looking like 0, 0, 0, all the way up to palette 6. So I'll zero those out. And then, actually, I might turn all these into hex prints. So I2AB is going to become I2AH. I'll change that to 0x. I'm going to do that for all these. I'm past the... should I make it configurable? No, I'm not even messing with that right now. It is. Alright, 0b is going to 0x so that I can read this and not have to type out binary into the source code. I mean, binary is kind of ideal because you can tell which field it is. You know what? I'm just going to go hex for now. So, did I miss any? I2AB. Nope. How about 0b? Nope. So we're good. Alright, let's see what it says. VGA info. Cool. How do I get out of here? Where's my mouse? Oh, man. VGA info. Where? Oh, there we go. Okay. Whoa, wait a second. Hold on. Clear. VGA info. Palette 0 is... Whoa, why is this different? You know, I don't know if I... What? M? That's not a hex number. P? I don't trust this. I'm going back to binary. Yeah, I'm just going to undo all that. I knew I was hesitating for a reason. Okay, let's start with the palettes. And VGA info. That's... I don't know what's going on there, but whatever. Let's keep it going and see if we can get some. That's terrible, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. 0b 1. Ugh. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. One, 2, 3, 4 zeros. It's gonna be a 0. That's a 7, but whatever. 0, 0. 13 is a 0. 14 is 0b 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 0. 0b 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. And then that's the palettes. Actually, I'm curious if that has any good effect. Let's let's see what that does to start. VGA info, VGA, going back, doesn't seem to have too much of an effect. Maybe I should start with the sequencer, because that's probably going to really have an effect on how this looks. So go with the exciting stuff first. But let's finish the AC, I guess. So comment out the palettes. We'll go on to the rest of those registers and see VGA info. Ooh, VGA info. And these are kind of interesting. All right, so attribute mode. I hate that I'm doing this in binary, but whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4. Overscan color 0, color plane. Oh, that's an interesting one. 101, 10, 111. Horizontal plane 0B 10, 10. 0B 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so all the AC is set. What's it look like now? VGA info, VGA. And when we go back, it still looks the same. All right, let's try the sequencer, because that's going to get us some shebang. Sequencer. Sequencer. VGA info. We'll have to update that. VGA info. This is getting to be a really long file. Let's look at the sequencer. Stop looking at the AC. VGA info. Okay. And then for some reason I can't get out of here. There we go. Sequencer is, so reg reset's going to be 0. Let's make it a 0. And then clocking mode is 0B 110 1811. Map select 0, or map mask. And character map is 0. Sequencer memory mode is 0. Something tells me that's going to have a big effect. So let's see. VGA. Go back. Looks the same. Clear. VGA. Well, there's really no way to tell now. Okay. Let's do the CRTC next. My intuition was wrong before, but I think CRTC is my next choice for what probably is going to have a big effect. So CRTC, we'll uncomment that guy. And CRTC. It's probably not going to fit on one screen, but we can try. Run. VGA info. Yeah, it didn't fit. Where did it go down to? Looks like cursor location high. Or, I don't know. Let's just do roughly half. Info. VGA info. Still wraps around. Oh, because I left something turned on. What's going on here? What? Stop. What is it? Okay. Oh, I left the sequencer turned on. Okay. Alright. That's easy enough. Where, I wish these were in separate files. VGA exit. CRTC. I'm just going to leave a to-do. We did the AC. Okay. I also want that comments thing so that I can see the to-dos. Nice. Okay, so CRTC, what do we got? Reg horizontal total. We got 0B 1101. This guy we have 0B1 followed by 4 zeros. We have horiz blanking is 0. Oh, this is going to have a big effect. I just know it. Retrace. Oh, and horizontal blanking is 100. And then 0 down to vert total. 0, 0, 0. And then overflow is 101. and preset row scan is 0, and let's pick up from max line. Max scan line, grab about that many fields. See what we come up with. VGA info. Okay. What else we got? What else we got? So CRT max scan line is 0. So I'll 0 that out. Cursor start is 0. Cursor end is quite large. 0B 1101 0110. Okay. Start address high 1101. Start address low is 11. Oop. 4 zeros. Cursor location high. Cursor location low is 1101111. That's 0. That's 0. And display end is 0. Okay, next. Next. We have offset and the rest. VGA info. Okay, let's go back. Offset is 0. Underline location is 0. Vert blanking is 0. There's a lot of stuff in here that we could probably improve the text mode experience too. We could have cursors and things. It would be pretty easy now that we have all this figured out. So 1001, 101. Line compare 7. Okay. Let's see how that looks. VGA info. Well, who cares? VGA. Go back and definitely looks different. Seems to crash. Oh no, it gets back into VGA mode. Back, forth, back, forth. Okay, that's cool. Let's keep going. 2 to go. And then hopefully we'll be restored fully. So let's see. And then once we get there, we're looking good. This VGA task will wrap up, I think, and then we can move on to something interesting like maybe a hard drive driver and a file system and all that stuff. So let's see. What am I looking for now? External. Yeah, let's do external. Reg ext. Where's VGA info? Not in that file. VGA info. Let's go ahead and do the ext. And then we'll leave off with the general or the graphics controller. Okay, so how's that look? Oh. No need to do anything too fancy. It's nice. Okay, so wrong one. Oh, reg external .h would be nice. Okay. And we will set miscellaneous to, hold on. Actually, I think the input status ones are read-only, so we really just have to do, yep, so we'll just do those two. And they will be whatever they are in the other one. And I'll get rid of the to-do. So this is going to turn into 0x, 0b, 1. And let's see how that looks. Did it change anything? Go back, and no, it looks the same. So let us hope that this final register is actually what we need, because otherwise I'm going to be stumped. So Printing the graphics controller gives us that. And what? So we'll go set the graphics controller values in the VGA exit function again. Okay, so get rid of the to do. Set reset is still 0. Enable set reset 0. Color compares still 0, 0. Read map select. Perhaps that is crucial. Graphics mode, that's got to be something important, is 0. Miscellaneous register. I'm pretty sure the graphics mode was the problem. Miscellaneous gets set to... Does it really get set to 0? Thought we had to set it to text mode somehow. Anyway, color don't care. We set to 0. Bit mask we set to 0B 1101 011 0. Okay. So let's give it a go. Fingers crossed, actually. And it didn't work. Dang it. So why would that not work? Let's start by just committing this, I guess, even though it doesn't work. Set all values to prev value of VGA info. Okay, so maybe we have the wrong data address for something. Let's go double check all those. So attribute controller, it has the data, so the address is 3C0, data is 3C1. That looks good. And these are, whoa, wait a second. Oh, the palette goes from 0 to 16. Fine. And then these ones are 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Looks good. Okay, AC looks good. CRTC. What's the deal with that? CRTC. Okay. So mono and color. So it's 3x4. And it's a B if it's okay. 3B or 3D. That looks good. And it goes 0 to 18. 0 to 18. Hex. And external. I'm pretty sure these are alright, but let's just make sure. 3CC, 3C2, 3CA, 3BA or 3DA. Let's make sure of that. 3CA, 3BA, 3DA. Yep. And then input is 3C2. Oh, that doesn't look quite right. How can they all be 3C2? No. Input status 0 is 3C2. How is that matching the miscellaneous out? 3C2. Well, I guess there's no input. In color. In mono. 3x3. So definitely read at, yeah, this isn't even right here. So this is read at 3BA, and it's also read at 3DA. Whew. So I don't know if that's our problem, but that's definitely not. Okay, so with that, we need to add that logic into ext.c. So the setting doesn't matter. And then, oh man, So we can actually figure out the IO select from here. So let me just co-locate it with the code that's going to use it. So we'll say if IO address select is 0, then we will use the mono port. Otherwise, we will use the color port. Mono. So that should work. I think. Color. Looks good. Let's make sure that compiles. Whoops. Does indeed compile. Doesn't fix our problem, but that was a mistake, so it's good. Let's keep checking. I misspelled the file name, but whatever. Okay, so other than that though, ext registers look good. Let's check in on GC. See if I could have missed something there. So graphics controller, it says clearly address 3CE. That looks good. Match the case. And data is at 3CF. Okay. All right, how about the sequencer? Sequencer 3C4 and 3C5. Okay. And it's 0 through 4. Alrighty. And just like that, we are fresh out of ports to check. Maybe, let's see. Let's just do this in parts and then see if there's a way to... So I think the one that's really necessary is... I guess we can just turn off the setters for now, but I'm pretty sure the ext is very much necessary to get back into text mode, because you have to set that one bit to something or another. So let's see if that changes anything. Oh. And then I might just have to look into this some other time. Go back. Does nothing. Okay, so that's a start. Let's see where we start running into issues. What if we enable the AC? Go back, nothing happens. VGA, go back. Oh! So, GC looks kind of nice. It's close anyway. Cursor location gets set. Okay. And then the CRTC. That is what changes the window size and makes it look weird. And then how about the sequencer? What if we don't do the CRTC, but we do the sequencer? VGA, go back. Whoa! It gets big. How strange. And then I can go forward and back and forward and back. Huh, I wonder how this looks on a real computer where you can't resize the window. Probably gets all stretched. Okay. So I go into VGA, I go out, I go in, I go out. It's kind of fun just to do that, but doesn't really help. So something in the CRTC that I'm changing is really messing things up. But we do definitely get back into text mode. I'm just wondering if the addresses... Well, this is where all the cursor stuff happens. So what if we actually just don't set any fields and then set the CRTC based on what we get from the current state? In theory, that should not do anything. And we should get back exactly how we were. And it seems to not do anything now. Clear, VGA. Like you can see it quickly flash when it draws the screen. So clearly the text mode is still working. Like I hit escape, we're back, VGA, and it redraws. So So let's just start uncommenting fields and see what happens. Oops. So I'm curious to try, let's just try the first half. See what happens. Then we'll try the second half. That makes the window small. How about the second half? Does nothing. Okay, well, which half am I feeling good about? Let's try this half. That does nothing as well. Okay, how about these guys? I think Reg Overflow might do something. Going back does nothing, so we're really getting down to the... There's no way that the cursor is the problem here. Okay, the scan line. Max scan line, let's just leave that. And set the cursor stuff. Go back, VGA, go back. Whoa. How come... what happened there? That was... Whoa, whoa. If I hit escape enough times, I get a black screen. I'm pretty confused as to what's going on here. So I might call it a stream. Call it a day. If somehow you're still watching, I'd appreciate it if you liked and subscribed to this fine channel. But if not, I understand. But clearly we're able to make some changes here. Let me just see. I wish I kept the old way of getting back. Might have to retrace my steps a little bit here. What if we never set... Wait a second, oh, I thought I wasn't hitting the right function. Alright, so max scan line, what if we never even set that to anything? What happens then? It doesn't really make sense to me why this wouldn't just work. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Okay, going back does nothing. PJ. So it seems to tell it where the bottom of the screen is. Welp. I'm not too sure what to do next, so I might just stop streaming and come back to this later. But first, let's get a commit done. I wonder... There's plenty of things to try, but let's not do it right now. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and commit and just say, what did I even do? Oh, okay. Nothing. Whatever. Push it. No, I'm not allowed to push code. I'll fix it later. Okay, well, thanks for watching. See you next time.